done over the last 2 years with this program. I came down and visited the program about 3 weeks ago, I guess, and you talk about passion. I know the cadets may not realize this when they get here, but they want you to graduate even more than you do. So congratulations. And one number he didn't give you a while ago, the program started out with 130 cadets, and they graduated 95. So that means 35 dropped out for one reason or another. It's not an easy program. These young people have become productive, promising citizens of North Carolina. Talk about added value to our state. My heartfelt appreciation goes out to Stanly County. Without its support, we would not have a second Tar Heel Challenge program today. I would ask you to reflect back a few, 3 or 4 years or so ago, when North Carolina only had the possibility of a second Tar Heel Challenge program, and certainly not in New London. You reflect back on that. In that period of time, there was no program, there was no staff, there was no location, there were no students, there was no money. However, they did have a vision and a dream to have a second Tar Heel Challenge program. Also, they had the indomitable spirit, can-do spirit of the North Carolina National Guard, the Stanly County team, the quality staff, and so many others. And look what has developed in this short period of time. Look at the product. There's no finer in the nation than a product like this. How did it happen? Who all was involved? Thanks to the partnership and team effort of the local community, its leadership, Stanly County Community College, of course, is here today and a real partner, the outstanding staff here in New London, General Lusk, Colonel Allen, and the Raleigh staff support was an integral part of it. And I don't want to overlook the North Carolina legislature, which gave this program the resources and the support. So here we are today. To the graduates, you have faced the challenge and won. You wouldn't be sitting here if you hadn't proven you can do as good as your mainstream peers, and I would say in many cases better. Ask yourself, is there anything I can't do? Perhaps. I think not. You have done it, you have proven it. Today, you embark on a new adventure. However, this time when you leave here of school, this school, you leave with new skills and knowledge. You can and will make it. You possess the skill and proven track record. My years of experience tell me a few things in life are simple. What I discuss here in 10 minutes or less won't compare with what you've learned here, of course. Over the past 5.5 months, you have demonstrated qualities of character that will serve you throughout your life, no matter what you eventually end up doing. Along with your family, friends, and so many others, I am here to congratulate you again. You have shown the world what you have. I want to talk about 4 qualities briefly of character. First, I would like to talk about courage. That's right, courage. Each of you came to a low point in your life. You dropped out of school with no real hope for the future. I heard a quotation some years ago that I always thought was important. It applies to me a lot too. And a gentleman named Ken Blanchard. He's written a lot of books on leadership, how to be successful in life, organizational, and so forth. And his quotation is as follows: "Don't quack like a duck, but rather soar like an eagle." Now, what's a duck do? Y'all seen ducks before? Quack, quack, quack. They don't have much to say. They're just kind of wandering around. What are their feet doing underwater? They're just moving around, spinning their wheels. You might have come that way. I still go through days like that sometimes. But you're soaring with eagles. When you leave here today, you're soaring with eagles. I just thought that quote applied to you and what you've done here. Think back with me, if you will, before you decided to join the Tar Heel Challenge program. As each day passed, you were following a dangerous road, an easy road to start, but it was a difficult road, uncertain road, and would have hurt you in the future. Then came time for a decision. Someone who cared deeply today, who's probably here today, told you the Tar Heel Challenge might be a program you should look at. I would ask you, take time today to thank that person who has much pride in you today as you do in yourself. Give them a big hug before you leave here today. Someone loved you enough to thank you, to tell you about this program, about what you needed to do. But it's a volunteer program. You're the one that volunteered. So they gave you the idea, but the decision was yours. I can't imagine what went through your minds. That idea of leaving home to go live with and work with strangers, to take on this immense challenge. It surely had to make you nervous and scared. But you accepted the challenge. You made a commitment. That was real courage. You proved it when you volunteered to come here. But that was not all. Just think about the first night when you were in New London. Was it scary? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can say so if you agree with me. Maybe not. Anyway, 5 months ago, that first night, what were you thinking about? Were you nervous? What about your friends back home? Were you excited? Were you scared? Were you homesick? All of those are natural reactions to a situation like you were in. Being in a strange place, with new people, with new expectations, and great uncertainty. That got you there. Okay? And then you met the dreaded cadre of the Tar Heel Challenge program that first morning. The dreaded cadre. It's okay to laugh if you happen to agree with that, by the way. Maybe somebody don't. They are not nice people, are they? Especially those early days. I did some intelligence work on them. Here's what they're mean-spirited, ugly, and demanding. Am I right? Hey, it gets better. They eat raw meat and nails for breakfast. Yeah. They holler at cadets from time to time. I heard them hollering out in the parking lot when I got here. And this one I found it hard to believe. What I hear is even their mamas don't love them. Where do you find people like this? Anyway, so much of that. But the next morning, and every morning after, you grew stronger. Your courage might have wavered at times, but it did not fail. Your courage facing each day paid off. Number 2, take stock of your strengths. Find out things you do well. Doing that also exposes you to your personal qualities where you need to develop and might have some weakness. And that's important. You want to become more capable and talented as an individual no matter what you do. We all have strengths. We all have areas we can improve ourselves. After challenge, you should have a better idea exactly what path you might want to pursue in the next upcoming few years. Number 3, set goals based on those strengths and interests that you found here. If you aim for what you enjoy and do it well, you won't lack enthusiasm, energy, and focus. Don't get disheartened, however, if you remain unsure of what's next or face initial obstacles. You have proven you're not a quitter and you're determined. Sometimes I've found difficult times confront us. Just continue to drive on. Just putting one foot in front of another will achieve success. And number 4, discipline. Rely on self-discipline for each of your goals. The discipline, focus, and structure that serve you well here will work for you elsewhere in life as you progress through your life. No matter what path you follow, that's a great rule to live by. And it's not my rule, you've heard it before. It's easy to forget it over time. As you close this chapter in your life, you will be faced with many other challenges. Don't forget, again, what you learned here. Reflect back on why those 34 people that entered this class here with you are no longer here. They dropped out for some reason or other. You didn't. Remember, the instructors didn't cut you any slack, and you made it. If you keep that self-discipline, you will accomplish great things no matter what you do. My point is, you need to believe in yourself. That's what it comes down to. You really focus on what you're doing well. Chances are, if you think you know where you're going, by the time you get to my age, you will have taken a much different path than what you're thinking about today. The key, in my opinion, is to be the one that people come to because you know more about the subject, you work hard, and you have a great attitude. Another piece of advice is, and you've heard this before, probably before you got here, surround yourself with good people. People who are not only good at what they do, but people of integrity. People who care about you. The company you keep does matter. It turns out that your parents, guardians, friends, and family were right all along. I think one of the reasons I stayed in the Army and in the National Guard, I wanted to spend time with people who have high standards, positive values, and serve a noble cause. Of course, you have your own values and your own integrity, which must be above reproach. Now it's up to you to have a vision and a path for the future. Just a short recap. Demand self-discipline of yourself. Don't let fear of other people stop you. You continue to be optimistic. And even on those bad days we all face, this increases your chances of success. Thanks again for allowing me to come here and make a few brief comments to you. I wish you well. I know you'll be successful.